Welcome to Book Talks with Diane. Today's book is Spare by Prince Harry. This book has received 3.87 stars from Goodreads. For the first time, Prince Harry tells his own story, chronicling his journey with raw, unflinching honesty, a landmark publication. Spare is full of insight, revelation, self-examination, and hard-won wisdom about the eternal power of love over grief. Quote from the book: "Whatever the cause, my memory is my memory. It does what it does, gathers and curates as it sees fit. And there's just as much truth in what I remember and how I remember it as there is in so-called objective facts. Things like chronology and cause and effect are often just fables we tell ourselves about the past." This book is a Goodreads Choice Award nominee for Best Memoir and Autobiography of 2023. It was one of the most searing images of the 20th century. Two young boys, two princes, walking behind their mother's coffin as the world watched in sorrow and horror. As Princess Diana was laid to rest, billions wondered what Prince William and Prince Harry must be thinking and feeling, and how their lives would play out from that point on. For Harry, this is that story at last. Before losing his mother, 12-year-old Prince Harry was known as the carefree one, the happy-go-lucky spare to the more serious heir. Grief changed everything. He struggled at school, struggled with anger, with loneliness, and because he blamed the press for his mother's death, he struggled to accept life in the spotlight. At 21, he joined the British Army. The discipline gave him structure, and 2 combat tours made him a hero at home. But he soon felt more lost than ever, suffering from post-traumatic stress and prone to crippling panic attacks. Above all, he couldn't find true love. Then he met Meghan. The world was swept away by the couple's cinematic romance and rejoiced in their fairy tale wedding. But from the beginning, Harry and Meghan were preyed upon by the press, subjected to waves of abuse, racism, and lies. Watching his wife suffer, their safety and mental health at risk, Harry saw no other way to prevent the tragedy of history repeating itself, but to flee his mother country. Over the centuries, leaving the royal family was an act few had dared. The last to try, in fact, had been his mother. I gave this book 4 stars. This book was one of the easiest memoirs I have ever read. They did an amazing job writing it. If you are interested in the royal family and like memoirs and can stand to read all the sad details of a child who should have gotten more help and a father who cares more about himself than his children, then go ahead and read this one. I'll admit I'm in a quandary. I don't know exactly what to believe. I've never been a fan of Charles. I always thought Diana was way too good for him. I have read most of the Diana books, and in each one, Charles has been someone I just can't respect in any way. I don't doubt that he would let most of this happen and do nothing about it. I feel for Harry. I do. But am I sure all of this happened? I think a lot of it did, but I really hate to think the Queen wouldn't have stepped in at some point. And I'm not going to lie. I think the press, reporters are monsters. And I just hope someday they get to sit in their own filth. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.